Welcome underwater astronauts, my name's Jamison, and in this guide I'll be showing you two of the simplest locations where you can farm Ruby and Subnautica below zero. Let's get on with our guide. As is the usual on the channel, we will be starting at the base of this structure here that I like to call Iceberg Island. Those are the coordinates there in brackets for anyone who would like to use console commands. As for everybody else who would like to find this the normal way, start at your drop pod. Now your drop pod can spawn in one of three locations, so the distances will vary from 150 to about 350, 400 meters, but the gist of it is just head north-northeast until you start seeing ice shelves, a landmass, and a bunch of penguins, and you'll eventually find Iceberg Island. And once here, we're going to hop in a sea truck. Alrighty then, now that we're in our sea truck, we're going to start this 1500 meter journey off by heading almost directly south for 720 meters. Now the reason for this dogleg in the journey is, if we go straight, we'll crash into Delta Island before we even get halfway. Now as for the gear you'll need, guys, I'm assuming you don't have a depth module of Mark II, so you're going to need a sea truck with a depth module of Mark I. However, if you fluked it and found a couple rubies to make the depth module, take the Mark II, it's much more beneficial. As for your character, take a rebreather, the largest size oxygen tank you have, a scanner, and a sea glide. As for hostiles, this area is jam-packed full of them. You've got to deal with the chalocerates, the shark alligators, the squid sharks, and then the weird bluey-green sharks. However, if we stay at this very, very shallow depth for the first 90% of the journey, we will be completely safe, and then for the last part, we're just going to have to be vigilant with what we're doing. Now, we're going to be in a depth anywhere from 250 meters right down to about 500, depending on how the game spawns the rubies in for you. So bear that in mind, which is why if you've already found a couple and managed to make a depth module Mark II, it's a good idea. But if you haven't, it's alright. And if you do have trouble finding rubies, just build a scanner room down there and tell it to search, because there is a metric heap. It's just the height in the water that will vary. But once you've reached this vent here that's almost out of the water, and you see Delta Island, you're going to readjust slightly towards southwest, and keep going for 750 meters. Sorry if I'm talking past, I'm on edge about getting us eaten by the Leviathans. You'll know you're in the right area when you start seeing the vent gardens appearing. You just keep going this south, one click towards southwest direction. The water will change. If you didn't already, I do advise you put a beacon at the start of the journey, because if you go more than 2 kilometers, I think you'll end up in the void, if I remember correctly. It's really close to this area. I'm gonna keep going. Just keep trucking along, trucking along. Now for this video, I did put a scanner room down there to show us where the rubies were. All it has is one range extender and a couple of fast modules on it, because anything more than one range extender will have it showing you stuff that's in the caves connected to the lily pad biomes, which you can read from here, but why would you? If you took a sea truck here, it's going to be stranded here. We're almost at our beacon. Once at our beacon, we're going to start going down. This is where you're going to want to keep your eyes out for any predators. And of course monitor your depth. It'll be about the 200-ish meters is where we want to be. I did have the lights on. Once this vent garden below us comes into render, you'll start seeing the blue and yellow or blue and green sharks I was talking about. Never remember their name. Just ignore them. Once you're here, this structure right here is what you're going to want. Then you're going to swim up into the arches. And you should start seeing rubies come into view. all throughout the arch. assuming by the lack of scanner items that my scanner is powered down. But there's 2 and a bit arches here where you'll find rubies. In the event that you don't have enough to spawn in these arches, start looking around the base of the vent gardens. And then if you find yourself still lacking again, simply go in and turn your scanner room on. Like I'll do right now. As you can see, there's plenty of rubies floating around now that our scanner's up and running. Just like that, you can see about 5 or 6 of them off the bat. And this is the best place to get them loose. Now, as for the second location, guys, you're going to want to either resurface at the start where we descended, or go back to 0 point and head to the copper mining site. Alrighty guys, we're outside of the copper mining site, which is the second best location for getting rubies. However, it is a bit of a more mid to late game one, as you're going to need a prawn suit with a drill arm. And you're going to descend down this central shaft here. Follow the little gondolas all the way down into the second room. There you will see the first ruby node that you'll mine. And the second ruby node can be found all the way at the bottom here if you follow the gondolas again. Head down the elevator. And next to this flow light will be the second ruby node. Now, according to the Subnautica wiki, these are the only 2 ruby nodes in the game, so do with that what you will. Let me know if they respawn. But that's that, guys. That's the 2 best locations for farming ruby in Subnautica below 0. So if my dodgy guide helped you out or you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If it didn't, give it a thumbs down, but leave some feedback why. Well, once again, my name's Jamison, and until the next video, see you all later. Bye.